Hey there, my friends. So I'm back today with another layout because it's Sunday and I usually do my layouts on Saturday and I edit and do the voiceovers on Sunday. So I'm running a bit out of time today. It's a bit chaotic here in the house because we have to go out in a bit. So I've done this layout. It was a bit emotional for both me and Laura. So I had Laura sitting right next to me yesterday, like last week. She was doing her layout and I was doing mine. And I showed her this picture, which I found the other day. I don't even know where I found these pictures, but I found a bunch of pictures that brought back a lot of memories. So this picture is of Laura with our other dog Bailey's, and it's in the other house, and it's a beautiful picture. The sun's shining on both of them. It looks like it's Sunday afternoon and we're about to go out, and yeah, I it made me think of a lot of memories again of our other dog. And Laura got emotional as well when she saw this. So I wanted to create like a very sweet layout to represent these feelings that we will always love her and she will always be in our hearts. So I chose like very soft colors. I had this beautiful wooden paper. I think it's from Ellie Studio. A few weeks ago I bought a few papers from Ellie Studio. I think they are quite old, these papers. And I wanted to mix it with the pink pattern paper. I found that rectangle of hearts that I had lying about on my desk. And I did want to create a layered effect in my layout. So I was thinking about adding a few very thin stripes at the bottom and just sticking them all together. I even thought of sewing, but at the end I decided not to because I didn't want to invest so much time in this. I think the layers in itself created quite a nice effect and added texture to the layout. I do like to add texture to my layouts, so anytime that I can play with wood or with enamel dots or with paint, I will do that because I like to just pass my fingers on top of things and feel the different textures. So that's Laura's hand popping in the video. She was giving her opinion about stuff. And this week's mixed media worked a little bit better because I really love this stencil by Dear Lizzie. I will always remember that Irit Landgraf, she had sent me this stencil because I had asked for it, and she had been so nice as to send me the stencil, and I've used it so many times. So I wanted to give my new Distress Oxide inks a run and try them out. Really, I couldn't see the real effect the Distress Oxide has because when you use it as I'm using it with a sponge, well, you can't really observe any effects unless you add water and you try to activate the ink, but it was okay. The pink went quite well with the pink that I was using in the layout, so I'm going to stick a little bit of washi to avoid the stencil moving about. And I'm going to just use my sponge and try to make those pretty flowers show very softly, and that's the effect that I was looking for, but I wasn't 100% satisfied with that, so eventually you will see me doing something else to make it sparkle and shine a little bit more. So I'm gonna stick what I'm sure about, which is the background paper that I'm gonna use. I'm gonna stick the photo. I've matted the photo on a piece of vellum with silver sparkles, and I did realize yesterday that I have a whole bunch of thickers, but I don't have any thickers in silver, so I freaked out. I was looking in my stash. I have a lot of gold thickers, but I have nothing in silver, so that's kind of created a need that I didn't have before this layout. I need some silver thickers. And finally I used just a silhouette cutout for my title, but I do have to find silver thickers somewhere. So I'm doing something I don't normally do, which is I'm putting a bit of ink on the edges of that paper. I just added it to make the layout come together a little bit. I'm using my T-ruler to make sure that it's straight, and I'm sticking my photo down with some foam tape to make it stand out a little bit more. So in a bit, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a pen and I'm gonna try to make those flowers stand out a little bit more. I really wanted to give them importance in this layout, because I think it added a nice detail, and I will take the flowers up on top using a chipboard eventually. So it's pretty easy. What I'm doing is I'm outlining the petals. I'm not outlining everything. I'm just outlining what I think will look good eventually. And I did like how it turned out. I also used the pen to create a frame around the layers and just make it just go all together. So here I am starting off with the embellishments. Now, usually these are the parts of a video that I like to edit out, because I have to admit that I'm not a fast scrapper and I'm very bad when it comes to taking decisions, because it takes me ages sometimes to decide on what to put, what not to put, what looks good. And this was one of those layouts where I possibly had 100 ideas, and I had to decide on what to put and what not to put. I was thinking of various titles that I could use. I had various silhouette cutouts that I always keep in a box, and sometimes I take out. I had those feathers that I had cut out, but I thought they were way too dark for the layout. I wanted to keep it nice and light. Then I had that house die cut that I wanted to include, because it reminded me that this photo was taken in our other house, and I finally didn't use it either. I was really into this card that says "Happy girls are the prettiest," but it didn't represent the title that I wanted to give this layout, which was like a title. I wanted to give this layout a title kind of saying, we will always love you and you will always be in our hearts. Or I was also thinking of using that stars die cut and writing something like you are a star in the sky for us and we'll always remember you, but then I didn't have the silver thickers to do the title. So I stick with the I love you. I've already used the negative of this title in another layout some time ago, and I'm looking for stickers to add what's left of the title. So it's going to read I love you all, I love you always and forever. Yeah, and I'm going to use some Teresa Collins mini stickers. And here I am looking through my wood veneer stash. Now I have a bit of the stash I keep on my desk in a jar, and yep, here you see my extra frizzy hair in the camera. I'm really sorry for that. It looks awful. So yeah, I was saying I have a bit of the wood veneer stash on my desk, but then I have a box in my drawer right next to me. So yeah, I decide on those 3 hearts that I thought fit perfectly. It said love you and there's a little arrow pointing to the dog. And I'm going to use that acetate piece. It's a very, very small piece that I think came in one of the Felicity Jane kits. And I'm gonna leave it there, and on top of it I'm gonna put a wood veneer that says siempre in Espanol, which is forever. And yeah, I'm kind of trying to figure out what else I'm gonna put on the layout at this point. So I, for example, also included a chipboard from an old crate paper chipboard sheet. Here it is. I thought it was perfect because the dark parts of the chipboard, they brought the photo and the chipboard and the whole layout together, and the lighter parts reflected the flowers at the bottom that I did with the stencil, with the Dear Lizzie stencil. So here I am adding the last bit to the title. And to say the truth, I'm gonna stop talking for a bit, and later on Laura's gonna come along and she's going to present her layout this time, what she did, how she did it, and how she felt about it. And that's it from us for today, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Hello, I'm Laura, and this is my second layout, and this is
A layout about?
about me. My mom cut the title that says Laura,
I used the silhouette for that.
and if you see, there is the things about me, the things that I like there.
Things that make you smile. That's what the journaling
Yes.
is about, right?
And in this picture, I am like happy
And smiling, and
smiling.
that's what she writes about in the journaling.
Yeah.
And then she added a unicorn, and she added the butterflies, things that make her happy and make her smile. Did you enjoy doing this layout, Laura?
Yes.
Will you do another one soon?
Yes.
Okay, so that's it from Laura. Bye.
Bye.